Okay, this is a review of December 11th, 2025, Thursday, Mountain Standard Time. What we're looking at here is this is for entertainment purposes only. I am an amateur using uh, paper money, which is called paper trading, which is fake money. All right, some of the rules I go over: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You can go ahead and stop this, take a picture and read it or whatever you need to do. But these are just a few things that I had an issue with in the last month. So I write it down. That way I try not to have an issue with it again. What we're going to be doing today is the first 5 minute rule. This is Nasdaq micros, not minis, micros, the small ones. Anyway, I would open up for the first 5 minutes, mark the first 5 minute high and low, and then we wait for a breakout. The first 1 minute bar to break out, that's either going to be your buy signal or it's going to be a fair value gap, which is like this. That's going to come back, test, and keep going. Now, if it doesn't have a fair value gap, kind of like this one, it just keeps going, then you want to take your, you'll see that. This will be minute 4, or minute 3, 4, 5, and then you'll place your buy order right there, expecting it to go out. When you get a big move like that, expect it to turn around and fill it, just like it did. See here. And then after that, I trade the second 5 minute bar entry. Here's how you do that. Basically, it's what it sounds like. You wait for the momentum for the first 5 minute bar to go, and then you buy the second as soon as it passes the first and expect it to keep going in that direction. I find that works very well on big moves. If it goes around 80 points, I don't trade the next one because the next bar is usually a pullback. I look out for channeling, sideways channeling trades, consolidation, whatever the heck you want to call it, because those will chop you up. No distractions. Second 5 minute bar trade, just some rules for me that I go over. Moving on. Next is, when I woke up this morning, here's where I saw this was already down to here, as you can see. Looking at everything, not sure what to expect. And then this is what I was looking at on my smaller charts. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens here. We are 5 minutes in. Mark off the high, mark off the low. Look at that high. That high is 649.75. We'll call that 650. The low is 563. So that'd be 47 plus 50 equals about 97. So that's a big bar. It's more than 80. So we don't trade the next 5 minute bar no matter what. Hey, look at that. It just happened to pull down and pull back. Okay, so on this one, now that 5 minute trade that I just showed you, it's still valid, but where this is looking more like a descending triangle. So let's bring this forward 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'd be looking at this. We're waiting for the bar to close outside of here. It made it outside of here, and that when you're looking at that, it'd be a big red bar. So it's really tempting to just jump in and take the trade. No, you got to wait for it to close outside of there. So it came out, came back in. We're up to minute 43 and 59 seconds, 44 and 59 seconds. Boom. All right, now we're looking at this. This changes this because this broke this descending triangle that we're looking at. So the first 5 minute bar trade, we're not going to do it anymore. Or maybe this could be a consolidation trade. We're not sure yet. So we're going to remove that. I'm going to take this. We're going to mark this off right here to there. And we're going to put that in the future. Put that out so we can see it. If it makes it above here, we could trade that up. If it makes it below here, we could trade that down. Time right there is 40 to 45. That's 40 to 59 59 seconds. Boom. It looks like we made it out of there. So this is different. This is a totally different trade than the one that I was just talking about. So this is the second trade. So let's go ahead and pull this up. Let me get the timing right. Okay, so this is 44 and 59 seconds, 45. This is 40 to 45. This is 45. Okay, so what we're going to do here is this. Let me put some lines on here. Okay, since we had that big giant bar, which was over 80, we waited the next 5 minutes. We got this bar. We're now trading off this bar because that's basically a neutral bar. It could go either way. Next is, well, let me tell you what we got on here. We got Bollinger Bands. We got the 10 simple moving average, which is this blue dotted dash line. We got some levels like the 1 hour 50, 1 hour 200, 4 hour 50, the daily 50. Those are basically important levels that I've noticed that the Nasdaq micros and minis bounce off of, and Nasdaq regular futures. And then we've got pivot points in here. On the higher ones, I got some 250 simple moving averages because they become relevant. I don't have it on these lower ones, the 5 minute, the 1 minute. Over here on the 15 second, I do have it. And this blue dotted line is the
Connection lost.
This blue dotted line is the 40 simple moving average. And that's as close as I can get it to the 1 minute 10 simple moving average. All right, moving on. So we got this going here. This all looks good. We're going right here. And if it comes below here or above here, we're going to be in. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. We're in. This is our getting in price, and this is 3 points below the previous low. So this low right there is 55.75. So we're at 52.75 right there, and bring it down. And from there we go. That would be a great time. Boom. Hit that. Made some money. How much did we make? we made 40 points. So we're going to add that on there. Be just a second. This will be plus 40 plus. Okay. Now the time is 49. So we're going to, I'll just bring it to, yeah, let's bring it to 49. 44. Well, because once you do it, it takes you a second or two to get it to, after you catch it to see what's going on, to see if you're going to get in it. So we're going to go a minute ahead. So we're at 50. This is 45 to 50. Boom. Huge drop down. Over here, we're looking at this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 50, 47 to 48, 49, 50. So boom, there it is. We caught a lot of that move, but we didn't catch the whole thing. So there's a second way you can trade this, which I'll show you after I'm done with this part, where when you see that we're going to be making big moves like this in the first few bars, when you take a move like this, you pin the trailing stop to this, and you make your take profit way the hell down here at the next pivot point, because it likes to hit the pivot points. It likes to hit the open from yesterday, things like that. It likes to hit those key mark points. So we just made a win right there. So let's move on. We're looking at this. Boom, 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 boom. I only like to trade once in every 5-minute bar, because if I trade more than that, a lot of times I get chewed up. So the high on this one is 591. The low is 483. That's over 100 points. So we are not trading this next bar. Boom. That's all right. Missed it. That's fine. I like to trade the second 5-minute bar. That is the second 5-minute bar. So I'm not trading this next one either. You could trade it. What's the low right here? The low is 30.5, and we're going down to about 90. That's about 40 points. You could trade that lower, because I do believe that this is going to come and hit this. So let's see what would happen if we would do that. So this time is 950 to 955. Yep, 950 to 955, and the price was, it's that low. The low is 30.5, so it'll be 27.5, 26, 27 point, 27 and a half. Yeah. Let's bring that time forward to 55. Let's bring that to 55, 53, 54, 55. Let's bring this to 27 and a half. 30 minus 3, 27 and a half. Boom. Let's bring this 40-point spread down so I can see. The 40-point spread is literally, it's just there to be able to see, to visually be able to see it and make it easier to do this video. This is my trailing stop. Boom. Now, okay, I'm thinking we're going to come down here and hit this pivot point. And once we hit that pivot point, that's going to be my take profit. And I see how my 40 points is past that pivot point. I'm not going to go past it. I'm going to just hit it, or just the top of that pivot point. So here we go. So boom, 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 boom. We're going to start the next 5-minute bar. Next 5-minute bar. Yep, that looks about right. We're not in yet. We're not in yet. Now we're in. Boom. 2. And then I would grab my trailing stop. Bring it on down to here to at least break even +1. Why +1? The +1 is so I can cover the cost of the trade. And then we're coming down to here. As soon as we hit to this point, and I'll even adjust these bands up a little bit, bring it up to right about there, 91.5. And then we're going to go forward. See if it knocks us out. Knocked us out. So we had a little itty bitty, we'll call it +1 or so. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So +1. Okay. So let's see what else we got going on after this. So we are at 458. I'm going to let this go to 8 o'clock. Because at 8 o'clock, there's usually some kind of news, or the algorithms start kicking in. When the algorithms start kicking in, that's when things start moving. Now I moved this one to 8:01 accidentally, so 8:01 and 59 seconds, so that's 8:02. 1, 2. 8:02. So this is what we'd be looking at here. Now after a huge, and I mean huge drop like this, I would expect there to be some kind of, yeah, looks like it's going to bounce up. Let's bring this forward one, bring this forward one. Boom. Boom. Ah. Okay, so there we go. So this is what we'd be looking at 8 o'clock, and 50 to 8. So yep, that's a good place to stop. And then just to double check, let's go back out here, and at 8 o'clock, it would be down, where would it be? No, we don't want to move that 4-minute ahead. So, well, I guess you got the idea. Moving forward. So at this, we see this coming down. I don't think it's going to go any further, because when we're down here, we're down in these areas right here. That's a very key support area. So moving on. So I'd be like, are we going forward? What are we doing? I'm waiting for either a pullback so we can get in and go down, or a reversal at this point. There's my pullback. Hang on, the low right here is lower than this. The high right there is 64.25, high 63. This is an outside reversal. If it gets it above this one, we can go higher. So let's remove this. We're going to use this one right here. Okay, so and what's the high right there? The high right there is 64.25. Okay, I've gone ahead and marked off the high right there. It's right here. So let's see what happens. We're going to go forward minute by minute, or what, 15 second by 15 second. We're in. I would be grabbing this and pulling this up to here. What I like to do is the way I have my ATM set up is 40 points up, 40 points down. And then when it goes off, I like it to have a trailing, to go up 20 points first, which is this one, then have a 20-point stop. Then after that, it's going to switch to a 10-point stop. So whenever I see this red line right here, this is the 15-second 200 moving average. It takes a while for that thing to turn and go up the other way. So I'm thinking we're going to come up, we're going to hit that, because this from here to here is a gargantuous drop in one day. So I'm thinking this is like a relief rally, bounce higher. But I have this up to here, and we're going to add 1 point. Boom. Let's see what happens. Boom. I could be out right there, but like I said, we're going to take it up to this red line right there. So we take this, we would move this up to there, and then I would move my trailing stop up also. I would bring it up, oh, not that guy, the other red one. Take the red one, bring it up. I bring it between half the distance between here and there and just let it go. Yeah, there's a good spot for it, because we got that little pullback right there. So boom, boom, boom. And right below right there, because we got a red pullback right there. Boom. We hit it. See how we hit it right there? That would have been my sell point to get out. So what is that point? That point is 44.50. 44.50, 44.50. And what was this? Hang on here. 67, 467 to 544. So 67, so that'll be 43, 43 plus 44, we'll call that. So it says 45, we'll go 44. 43 plus 44 is 87. So we got that. That was a big move right there. Come on. So we got 41 plus 87. I would definitely call it quits here. My goal is between 50 and 100 points a day. If I get more than that, great. If everything's going well, great. I can keep trading, great. That's fine. But what here, let's see what we have, because first of all, Nasdaq minis are worth 2 points a piece. So we're going to times these 128 points times 2. So you would have made $246 for one, but I am using 2 of these. So we're going to take 2 of these, boom, $512 in one day. Now on this, what we normally have is here, I'm going to put it back, because I was trading on and off and just messing around trading all day long. I started off with $1,000. Now I'm at $1,685. But if going by the way I just said right there, I should have been at 512. But I've been trading since then, because look at all this stuff that's been going on. So, but anyway, second 5-minute bar. So this would be the first one. That would be the second one. Since we're right above this 10 moving average, expected pullback. Once it pulls back, makes it above there, this would be the second 5-minute bar. You can make another 40 points. And coming down is kind of hard. I don't like to trade the pullbacks unless they hit this one, because now this is under my 10 simple moving average. So once it gets below there, now I can trade this downward as soon as we pass this wick. So I'd be in right about there. There's my 40 points right there. That's what I've been doing. That's why I'm at 1685. I'll erase this again, put it back to 1,000. You don't need $1,000 to start with. You only need about 680 bucks to trade with 2 of these. And why my goal is between 50 and 100, because I want to make $200 or more a day. Why $200? I've got a college degree in business management, and I've also a licensed insurance adjuster. And in Colorado, you can only make about 25 bucks an hour doing that stuff. So 25 bucks an hour times an 8-hour shift is 200 bucks a day. I made 200 bucks in what? The first half an hour? Heck, we'll even say it was a full hour, even though it wasn't. But in the first 45 minutes to an hour, make that money. And I do it this way because after that, that's the big move, is usually in the morning. Usually, sometimes not, but usually. And the next thing I also wanted to mention was watch out for these trading traps, but I'm sure I'll get those in another video. All right, that's it. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you.